Hey everybody, welcome to Dollar Cost Awesome. I'm Stephen. This is Colin, and today we have a double header for our weekly buys because we missed last week. Yeah, so gonna cover off 2 weeks here. Yeah, world of finance, nothing too crazy this week. Canadian markets performed pretty strongly. I think the U.S. markets performed pretty strongly too.
Yeah, it was a pretty good week for recovery in that market, including crypto. It's recovered quite a bit. Um, some of the Speaking of crypto, some of the old coins from 2017, 2018, the last bull run, a lot of them were pumping this past week, and a lot of people predicted that these would be the last coins to pump in the current bull run, depending on whether you believe that we're still in a bull run or if we're already entering the winter. But yeah, it was a good week for everybody.
But yeah, I guess also the Russian economy is still garbage, but
Yeah,
um, yeah. Yeah, so I guess I can kick it off. All right. So yeah, I'll just kind of cover off both weeks here. So before week 7, I was at about $35 up. And then before my buy this week, I was about $38 up. Now I'm $52 up. So just even I did my buy on Wednesday, so in the last couple of days, it's gone
nice.
up quite a bit here. Yeah, you can see uh, my energy ones are both up. So the clean energy ETF and the oil and gas ETF are both up quite a bit. And then both my crypto ETFs, Bitcoin and Ethereum, are both up. Um, yeah, the UFO, which is the space ETF, is up, and the ZCN, which is the Canadian uh, top 200 stocks ETF, is up pretty nicely as well. And the ones that are down are not down too much, except for this emerging markets one.
Nice.
Yeah, so my portfolio, you see the weighting here. The first week indices were out a little bit and crypto was out. So I bought, that's what I bought. Yeah, so last week I bought one share of the Ethereum ETF and 2 shares of the US all cap ETF. And that brought me following the next week. Everything was pretty good. Like everything was within 1% almost, except for the energy one is over 1%. And so on Wednesday, I got a couple more shares of the Ethereum ETF, a couple shares of the Bitcoin ETF, one share of the tech ETF because I was a little bit out there, and then one share of the Canadian stocks ETF. My indices are out a little bit because I went pretty hard on crypto this week, but yeah, so my next week will probably be balancing that out a little bit as well. Yeah, trying to get these US and Canadian ETFs back more at about the 25% range. So yeah, nothing too exciting. They're up 3% in 8 weeks is pretty decent.
Nice. Uh, so because of the additional risks with crypto, um, for your portfolio balance, is there a certain range that you're trying to keep around? Some of the very conservative, well, okay, the very conservative investors will say no crypto at all, but a
Yeah.
lot, a lot of the more balanced um, advisors have said, 5 to 10% is not terrible, depending on what stage of your life you're in. So, is there a certain percentage that you're trying to stay in, or
Yeah.
if you're like Bitcoin's $1 tomorrow, like you're gonna just pump everything in there?
Bitcoin went down to $1 tomorrow, I would sell my house and buy as much as I could. Uh, yeah, I'm targeting about 12.5% here as like a
Oh,
proportion of
there you
my
go.
whole
Right.
portfolio.
Yeah.
So
So
it's a little high right now.
okay. So maybe I should just read your Excel, but it that's based on what you pick now. Is this a same target weighting that you would give a person that's, I don't know, 10 years from retirement, at retirement? Would you keep that same rate?
No, probably not. Like if you're that close to retirement, probably don't own any crypto would be
None at
wise. I
all.
don't know.
Okay, okay, there you go.
Depends how, yeah, I don't know. Depends on your risk tolerance. Depends how much money you have stashed away. Like if it's gonna financially ruin you if you lose 10% of your holdings, then probably
Mm-hmm.
don't hold any crypto. But
Mm-hmm. Okay,
yeah,
excellent. Cool, cool. Okay, let's jump into my portfolio. Okay, so due to life circumstances, this I guess we gate this most recent week. I didn't buy anything, but the week before I bought two items in my TFSA, and one of them is Brookfield Asset Management. It is one of the most popular financial sector plays in Canada. They're fairly well diversified. They've had a really consistent return throughout its history. Um, and yeah, there's nothing much to say about it. It's one of those boring ones where you just buy and hold and keep forever.
I
Yeah,
think I have some exposure to that from my Canadian index ETF. Yeah,
nice,
it's the fifth highest holding in there,
excellent,
3.25% of that ETF.
excellent. I think everyone should hold this, but that sounds like financial advice, so I won't say that. But it is a staple if you want to invest into, if you're picking Canadian stocks. And like Stephen said, if you're buying Canadian ETFs, it's likely part of it anyways. So there you go. And then the second thing I bought was a TELUS Corp. Most people know what TELUS is. Telecom has been a very consistent performer as well. I mean, most of the telecoms are, but TELUS is a good one because not only because of their consistent return, but their dividend yield has been, they've kept it consistent. So it's a little down right now, but solid dividend.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where if you own a whole bunch of it as you get closer to retirement, that's like one of those income strategies, right? Is retirement income you have
Yeah.
just for owning it. So
Where there's a small amount of players and they're colluding. Oh, I shouldn't say that.
oligopoly. Actually, since you bring that up, that is actually some notable news in the Canadian uh, economy this week is the Shaw and Rogers merger was approved by
That's
whoever
insane.
approves those things.
That's
Yeah,
insane because they're such big players, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I think they found that there was enough separation. Like they do similar things, but they're kind of concentrated in different areas.
Okay.
Like Shaw has a lot of exposure to like broadband, internet, and cable in
Mm.
the prairies, which Rogers has zero exposure to that.
Mhm. Yeah.
So like they were different enough, but they have to donate like $27 million to like, so I forget, to like something to like improve access to technology
Oh
for
wow. Okay.
people. And um yeah, there's a whole bunch of conditions. I'm not sure if they had to divest anything, I can't remember, but yeah, that's pretty notable.
That's crazy. I didn't hear about that. That's yeah, very
So if
cool
you have
or
Shaw
uncool.
cable, if you have Shaw cable, it might become, or Shaw cable or internet, it might become Rogers pretty soon.
I just know, at least in Saskatchewan, Rogers is like the second tier. Well, actually, they're not bad now, but for the longest time, it was SaskTel, and then everyone else who basically rented the network, and then Rogers and I guess Fido is part of them, had their own little thing going on.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
I mean, like outside of the major cities in Saskatchewan, Rogers was awful.
yeah.
It's still awful, but I think it's okay in the city. But They had 5G in Saskatchewan before SaskTel and Bell,
Oh yeah. Okay.
but
Yeah.
5G went live for SaskTel and Bell now. So
Nice. And the other thing I remember about Rogers was their video store. There were a lot of seedy video stores, but the Rogers ones were like blind you as you walk past them. Um, yeah, it was
it's like
crazy.
basically Blockbuster.
Yeah, it's a relic. It's a product of its time, but it was very cool. So wait, oh yeah, okay. You looked at you were up like 50 some bucks. Yeah,
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 $52.
yeah. So we're both up a little bit
You
this
were up
week.
like 70 something, I think.
I think I think crypto kind of pushed it up a little higher. This.
Thanks for tuning in for weeks 7 and 8 of Dollar Cost Awesome. We'll see you next week.
Bye guys.